Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will get daily, weekly, monthly content on regular basis. Use the code VIKAS10 and get 10% additional discount while purchasing the course. Also, students, follow us on Telegram and Instagram. The link for the same are mentioned in our description. This video has both English and Hindi. The first part is English and second part is Hindi. Timestamps are mentioned in the description below. Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you are all good. So students, in this video we are discussing important current affairs for economy and business topic for September month. The session will be quite interesting and important, students, so stay tuned with us till the end. In this video, the questions that we are doing will be very beneficial for the competitive exams. So let's start. The first question is, what is India's real GDP in the first quarter of FY26 as predicted by the quarterly estimates of the GDP for the April to June quarter, that is the first quarter of FY26 as released by National Statistics Office. So what is the GDP? It is 7.8%, right? This is predicted, and this is an interesting data, students, and important data. This is showing that India is growing rapidly, and India is also one of the fastest growing economy. Next is what was India's manufacturing purchasing managers index in August according to HSBC India Manufacturing Purchasing Managers Index, a survey compiled by S&P Global and released by HSBC. So what was India's manufacturing purchasing managers index? It was 59.3. Option 1 is right here, and it is the highest since 2008, marking a 17-year high, that is indicating a rapid growth and development. Next, what is the GDP growth of India for FY26 as forecasted by CHSL in their macroeconomic report released in September? So CHSL is projecting India's growth at 6.5% for FY26. Another good data. Next, identify the correct statement regarding the announcement of AI-powered products at the 48th Annual General Meeting of Reliance Industries Limited that was held in Mumbai, Maharashtra. If we look at the options here, all of them are rightly mentioned here. Also remember, students, Jio, they are now giving free subscription of Gemini 2.5 Pro, right, for 18 months, right? What Airtel was giving free subscription of Perplexity for their users, and now the Jio is giving 18 months free subscription to and it is of what? It is for the Gemini 2.5 Pro. Next, in September, the Federation of Indian Export Organization has signed a memorandum of understanding with which company to facilitate faster and compliant cross-border payments for the Indian exporters. So it is BRICS Pay. Take a note of it. Next, India's current account deficit reduced to what amount in the first quarter of FY26 as per the data released by RBI in September. So India's current account deficit reduced to $2.4 billion. Next, what is India's GDP forecast for FY26 as predicted in September edition of the Global Economic Outlook report released by Fitch Ratings Incorporation in September? So what is the projected? It is 6.9% GDP projected. Next is mention the company that in September has signed a partnership agreement with French Alternative Energies and Atomic Energy Commission to accelerate innovation and industrialization of the physical artificial intelligence AI powered solutions in France. That means this physical AI means when robots they meet artificial intelligence, right? So this is being talked about to promote this physical AI powered solutions in France. So which is that company that signed an agreement here? It is Tata Consultancy Services, TCS. Next, identify the airline with which Air India has signed a code share agreement allowing Air India to place its AI designator code on flight operator by the former airlines on 2 routes. So it is Air Asthana. That means now with this AI designator code has been implemented here. That is on the 2 routes, that is including that Almaty to New Delhi and Almaty to Mumbai. Next, so this places AI designator code here. Take a note of this. Next is mention the company that partnered with Bioprime Agri Solutions Private Limited, that is Bioprime to launch advanced soil and crop health solutions in India leveraging Bioprime's BioNexus platform. So which is that company? It is Israel's Chemical Limited. Students, you need to understand is that with technology now we have the liberty that we can check the soil health, right? We can check what are the parameters of the soil. We can check that the produce, the output that we are getting, right, the of the produce, is it healthy, is it nutritious, what are the nutritions in it. So everything can be checked here. So mention that company that has partnered here with Bioprime Agri Solutions Private Limited to launch advanced soil and crop health solutions in India leveraging Bioprime's BioNexus platform. Next is, what is India's GDP growth forecast for FY26 as predicted by ICRA Limited in September 2025? It is 6.5%. Next is, mention the company that has signed an agreement with Wind Racers United Kingdom for the collaboration of deployment of the unmanned aerial vehicle Ultra across India. So which is it? It is Bharat Forge. Take a note of this, students. It is Bharat Forge, and the agreement was signed at the Defence and Security Equipment International 2025. That is a global defence exhibition and conference that was held in London, UK. Next is, in September, Godrej Aerospace has signed a deal with Safran Aircraft Engines of France to manufacture critical components for the dash parts. This is for the LEAP engine, correct, for aircraft engines developed by CFM International. Moving on, next is, students, what is India's GDP growth forecast for FY26 as predicted in a report released by Standard & Poor's, that is S&P Global India Research, in September. So according to them, it is 6.5%. Next, All India Consumer Price Index for Agriculture Labour and Rural Labour has been released by the Labour Bureau in September, that indicates that the All India CPI Consumer Price Index for AL rose to what? That is, it for agriculture labor, it rose to 136.34. I correct, the option is fifth right here, right? It rose to 136.34 in August from 135.32 in, and this is for agriculture labor. Next is GRSE, that is your Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers Limited. It has signed a deal worth $62.44 million, right, with Caston Renders Shift Makers Un Reindeer GmbH and Co, and this is for the construction of 4 hybrid multi-purpose vehicle. Take a note of this. And the latest deal builds upon the ongoing construction of a 7,500 dead weight tonnage multi-purpose vessel, and where it is at the GRSE's headquarters, that is in Kolkata, West Bengal. Next, identify the company with which L&T formed a strategic partnership to support the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft, a 5th generation stealth fighter jet initiative for the Indian Air Force. So identify that company. Which is that company we are talking about? It is Bharat Electronics Limited, BEL. Next is, in September, which Indian airline partnered with Open Airlines to implement Skybreath, a 360 eco flying platform designed to optimize fuel management and reduce carbon emissions. It is Akasa Air. Correct, it is Akasa Air. Take a note of this. And this collaboration aims to enhance operational efficiency and promote sustainable practices within the airline's operations. Next is, in September, which company has signed a memorandum of understanding with Royal IHC Netherlands to design, build and retrofit various vessels in India. That is your Swan Defense and Heavy Industries. Take a note of this also, students. Quite interesting and important that you need to remember. Moving on, the next is, mention the shipyard company with which Seatrim Offshore Technologies Private Limited of Singapore has signed a memorandum of understanding to strengthen the cooperation in the offshore sector across Asia with India as a key market. So which is that shipyard? It is Cochin Shipyard Limited, right? This collaboration will combine the Seatrim's Offshore Technologies Engineering offshore solution and specialized equipment with Cochin Shipyard Limited's infrastructure, fabrication facilities and repair expertise. So these are your important current affairs, students. Now let's move to the revision part that will be quite beneficial for you all. Who was elected as the president of the Indian Cricket Association in October, becoming the first woman to lead the organization? So Shantha Rangaswamy was elected as the president of Indian Cricket Association. Take a note of this. Next is mention the tenure of Justice Pratibha M. Singh of Delhi High Court as the chair of the World Intellectual Property Organization Advisory Board as announced in October. If we look at the option, right option is for what is the term? It is 2025 to 2027. Right option is this. Next, who was elected as the Japan's first female prime minister in October? Right option is Sanai Takaichi. Correct. Take a note of this. Direct question. And she succeeded whom? She succeeded Shigeru Ishiba. Next, in October, Emirates New Development Bank acquired how much % stake in RBL Bank through a preferential issue of shares worth 26,850 crore rupees. It is 60% share here, right? And what is the amount it was acquired for? 26,850 crore rupees. Next, in October, DRDO, they successfully tested the indigenously military craft parachute system with Indian Air Force from an altitude of how much? From an altitude of 32,000 feet. The test was conducted by the test jumpers of the Indian Air Force, right? Take a note of this. Next is in October, Dr. V. Narayanan, the chairman of ISRO, announced that India's maiden human space flight mission, that is Gaganyaan, is scheduled for 2027, while ISRO aims to launch their first crewed moon mission by which year? So ISRO is planning to launch their first crewed moon mission by 2040, and Gaganyaan mission, that is the maiden human space flight mission, is planned by 2027. Next, name the fighter jet that was unveiled by Union Minister for Defence Rajnath Singh on 17th of October at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited facility, that is in Nasik facility. So which is that fighter jet we are talking about? It is Tejas Mark 1A fighter jet. Next, identify the country that represented by Olympic champion Ariana Titmus, who announced her retirement from competitive swimming. So name that country, identify that country we are talking about. It is Australia. She is from Australia. Next, in October, Union Minister of Home Affairs, that is Amit Shah, he recently announced that Commonwealth Association has approved India's bid to host the sanitary edition of 2030 Commonwealth Games. In which Indian city will the event will be hosted? That means now India will be hosting the 2030 Commonwealth Games, that will be in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, right? That means the Commonwealth Association, they have approved India's bid that we can now host this event in India, and that too in India, where it will be hosted in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. Important students, take a note of this. Next, also we have bid for the 2036 Olympic Games also. Let's see how that plays out. Next, identify the international multi-sport event where Indian Olympic gold medalist Abhinav Bindra was appointed as the torch bearer in October month. So, identify that international multi-sport event. It is Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. Next, name the country that secured the first ever FIFA Under-20 World Cup title after defeating Argentina by 2-0 in the final match held in Santiago, Chile. So, name that country that secured the first ever FIFA World Cup title. It is Under-20 FIFA World Cup title. It is Morocco. Next is Tomichi Murayama, right, known for his 1995 World War II apology to the Asian victims who passed away on 17th of October, was the former Prime Minister of which country? Was the former Prime Minister of Japan. Also remember, he served as the Japan's 81st Prime Minister, and it was from 1994 to 1996. Next is Chen Ning Yang, the Chinese-American physicist and Nobel laureate who passed away in October, won the 1957 Nobel Prize in Physics for discovering what? So it was for discovering parity violation in weak nuclear interaction. And remember the name, remember the year in which he won the Nobel Prize in Physics and the reason for which he won. Next is Dr. Eknath Vasant Chintis, a pioneering Indian space scientist and key architect of India's early space program, passed away in October, in which year he was honored with the Padma Bhushan Award for his contribution in science and technology. So, Dr. Eknath Vasant Chintis, right, a pioneering Indian space scientist and key architect of India's early space program, passed away in October. In which year he was honored with Padma Bhushan? He was honored with Padma Bhushan in 1985. Right option is option 3. Next, Next is, when is International Snow Leopard Day, also known as the World Snow Leopard Day, observed globally to raise awareness about the conservation of snow leopard, that is Panthera uncia. So it is on 23rd of October. Right, first time observed in 2014. Next, in October, which country gifted Prussian blue capsules to Indonesia to help treat contamination caused by the radioactive isotope cesium-137? So, which country gifted the Prussian blue capsules to Indonesia? It was gifted by our country, India, right? And it was a very good gesture. Next is, which fintech company unveiled India's first unified corporate card ecosystem for businesses on October? It is Encash. Correct. Next, NMDC, National Mineral Development Corporation Steel Limited. It became India's first company to receive the BIS certification for hot rolled steel used in the pipeline transportation in October. Question is, in the abbreviation BIS, what does the letter B stands for? It is Bureau. Bureau, BIS, that is your Bureau of Indian Standards, right? So I for India, Indian, and S for standards. Correct. And this certification will ensure the NDMC steel's product meet the highest national quality and safety standards. Next is, mention the company that introduced India's first fully electric two-seater light sport aircraft for flight training and personal aviation on 16th of October 2025. So it is which company? It is Pulinam Aerospace Technologies. And the first prototype, it is expected to be launched in within 12 to 18 months. Next, where did the 11th India International Science Festival held from December 6th to 9th as announced by Union Minister for Earth Science Dr. Jitendra Singh? If we look at the option, it is Punjab University of Chandigarh. Then next is, United Nations recognized the Slovenian town of Bled as the best tourism village. What is the official currency used in Slovenia? So here the currency that is used is Euro. Next, the Election Commission of India enabled the C-Vigil mobile application on the Election Commission internet platform in October to report model code of conduct violations. Identify the established year of ECI. Direct question. So ECI was established in 1950. Here you need to remember that ECI has enabled the C-Vigil mobile application on the Election Commission internet, that is ECINET. So this was enabled by whom? Election Commission of India. Next, in October, ISRO, they have announced to launch 6.5 ton Bluebird 6 satellite for the advanced communication and scientific research. Who currently serves as the chairman of ISRO? So who is the chairman? V. Narayanan. But you need to remember here that ISRO, they have announced the launch of 6.5 ton weight. This is the weight of this satellite, that is Bluebird. Name is Bluebird 6 satellite. Next, India's gold reserves crossed 880 metric tons by September, marking a historic milestone in RBI reserve management strategy. Question is, name the current governor of RBI who oversees this achievement. So who is the governor? Sanjay Malhotra. And the last question for the day is, students, the Bima Sugam platform, dubbed as India's UPI for insurance, are expected to go live by December. That aims to unify the insurance services under a single digital platform. Question is, what does the UPI in full form of UPI? Chalo, right? So what we are focusing on, the Bima Sugam platform, it is basically UPI for insurance. What is the full form of UPI? Unified Payment Interface. So right option is here is unified. U stands for unify, I for interface, P for payment. So UPI. Next is, identify the incorrect statement regarding the 78th session of the World Health Organization Regional Committee for Southeast Asia that was held in Colombo, Sri Lanka. If we look at the option B is right, C is right, A is wrong. A is saying that the session was chaired by Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, the Director General of WHO. Is it so? No. This session was chaired by whom? This is the question that I want you to remember. This was held, or this session was chaired under the chairmanship of Nalinda Jaya Tissa, right? And this is the Sri Lanka's health minister. Right? So Dr. Tedros Ghebreyesus, he was not the chair of this session. Now option A is right. Next is, name the country that along with India established a 20-member inter-parliamentary friendship group in October to enhance parliamentary cooperation and bilateral relations. So which is it? It is Panama. Take a note of it. Next, identify the UN organization that released a report that is high risk forest high value returns, a co-benefit assessment for the decision makers in October that highlights 391 million hectares of tropical forest are at a high risk of deforestation. So identify that UN organization that has released this report. It is UNEP, that is United Nations Environment Program. Next, how long will India's Hitesh Kumar S. Makwana elected to serve as the co-chair of the United Nations Global Geospatial Information Management for Asia and the Pacific, along with Woo Suk Chu from Republic of Korea in October. So, how long will India's Hitesh Kumar elected to serve the co-chair here? So, it is for the term 2025 to 2028. Next, according to the Mercer Charter Financial Analysts Institute Global Pension Index, mention the country which is not among the top 5 in the pension index. It is Philippines. Right? It is not among the top 5. Netherlands first, then Iceland second, then Denmark it is third, Singapore it is fourth, Israel is fifth. Next, according to the World Directory of Modern Military Aircraft rankings, which of the following is not among the world's top 5 most powerful forces? It is China's People's Liberation Army Force. Right? Take a note of this. Who is on the top? United States Air Force, then United States Navy, then Russian Air Force, then United States Army, then United States Marine Corps, and on 6th position is Indian Air Force. Next, mark the correct statement regarding the key findings of the Global Forest Resource Assessment 25 released by Food and Agriculture Organization in October month. Which of the following is the correct statement it is asked? So A is right, B is right, C is wrong. C is saying that in terms of the global forest gain, Russia ranks first, followed by India and China. Is it so? So first remember, Russian Federation is on top, then Brazil is on second, then Canada on third, then USA fourth, then it is fifth China, and on sixth position is our India. Next, choose the financial center that is not among the top 5 in the 38th Global Financial Center Index released in October by China Development Institute and ZN Partners. So choose the financial center, right, that is not among the top 5. So Mumbai, India is not among the top 5 here. New York, USA on top, then London on second, Hong Kong on third, Singapore on fourth, then San Francisco on 5th, and Gift City, right, of India is on 6th position. Take a note of this, students. And then it is Mumbai, and then it is New Delhi. Next is what is the total value of the sovereign exposure exchange agreement signed between the Asian Development Bank and World Bank in October to boost the lending for the developing nations. So it is $3 billion. Total value of the sovereign exposure exchange agreement is $3 billion. This EEA, that is exposure exchange agreement, right, it is acts as a risk management tool, and it enables the multilateral development banks to lower the portfolio concentration by risk by swapping exposure from countries with large sovereign loans. And this is Asian Development Bank's first EEA with World Bank and sixth EEA with other multilateral development banks. Next is who headed the SEBI constituted working group that proposed increasing transaction fees for clearing corporations such as NSE Clearing Limited in October 2025. So who headed this SEBI constituted working group? It was headed by R.S. Gandhi. It was headed by whom? It was headed by R.S. Gandhi. This move, it will bolster the financial independence of these corporations and strengthen the balance sheet. Here the fee structure, if we see, currently NSE, they are receiving nearly 5 to 6% of the fees that NSE collects from the members. A revision of the charge for the clearing corporation is expected to increase the share to 25% or even a little higher. Next is who was honored with the BRICS International Award 2025 for the contribution to spiritual education, cultural development, and maritime innovation at an event hosted by State Duma of Russian Federation in Moscow in October 2025. So who was honored here with BRICS International Award? This is the direct question that can be asked, and this is an important question. So Abusyopan Kharkarov was honored here. He is the former Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Dagestan, who was honored with the BRICS International Award. This is for his contribution to spiritual education, cultural development, and maritime innovation. Next, who won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize in October for his book titled The Burning Earth, An Environmental History of the Last 500 Years. So, who won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize? It was won by Sunil Amrit. Right? Indian origin historian Sumrit Amrit has won the 2025 British Academy Book Prize for the book that is The Burning Earth, An Environmental History of the Last 500 Years. Next is in October, Union Minister Rajnath Singh was conferred with the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel upon Neeraj Chopra in Voluntary Military Force of India. In which voluntary military force of India? So, tell me, Union Minister Rajnath Singh conferred the honorary rank of Lieutenant Colonel to Neeraj Chopra for which voluntary force of India? It is Territorial Army. Next, who was sworn in as the transitional president of Madagascar in October after a military coup confirmed by the High Constitutional Court of Madagascar? Name that individual. Right option is Michael Randrian. Right, Colonel Randrian Rina. Right, Michael Randrian Rina. Right, was appointed here. Take a note of this. Next is in October, Gujarat state government under the Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel expanded their cabinet, including 19 ministers, 19 new ministers, and retaining the 6, bringing the total strength to 26. So 19 are new here and 6 are retained. So the total strength become 26. Who was elevated here as the Deputy Chief Minister, becoming the 5th Deputy Chief Minister of the state of Gujarat? So right option is Harsh Ramesh Kumar Sangvi has been appointed as the Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat. Take a note of this, students.